friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Kaylee and this is Foodie Friday. So as you can see, I am in a completely different setting than in my previous videos, and that's because Brad and I have moved. If you are not aware, Brad is in the military, so since we have been married, which was 3 years ago, which is hard to believe, we have moved 5 times. So we currently moved from Texas to a new duty station in North Carolina, and we are settled here for the next 4 years, which is super nice because we are growing our family, obviously. But anyways, so if you would like more frequent life updates, you can always follow me on Instagram at MeasureMeWhole. I'll put that here, and I would love for you to get to know me a little bit better outside of YouTube. But anyways, let's move on to this week's recipe. So it's hot, it's summertime, and lots of parties are going on. I know I love to throw a dinner party or a backyard party, so I'm sharing my favorite summertime dessert, mixed berry cobbler. So this recipe is perfect to share with a group of friends. It's great to just have on a hot summer evening with your family, and it is filled with delicious fresh summertime fruit. So this recipe today, we are going to be making it gluten-free and vegan-friendly. So all the ingredients included will support both of those dietary lifestyles, and it is 100% delicious. So without further ado, let's get to baking. For this recipe, we're going to be using all natural ingredients. So we're going to start off with 2 cups of sliced strawberries. This is about equal to 1 pound of strawberries. We're also going to be using 2 cups of fresh blueberries and 1 cup of fresh blackberries. Other ingredients that we're going to be using, we're going to have 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of tapioca flour, and 1/3 cup of all natural orange juice. We're going to add all of our berries into a large mixing bowl, and we're just going to stir the berries up before we add any other ingredients. This will allow for them to kind of start to mix together and get an even mix on our berries. Next, we're going to add the remaining ingredients. So we're going to add that 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, as well as the 2 tablespoons of tapioca starch. Tapioca starch is very important to use. It's going to be our more natural binder. It serves a purpose just like cornstarch. So this is going to thicken the center of our cobbler. So be sure to not leave this ingredient out. And once we get all of our berries nice and coated, we'll add in that 1/3 cup of all natural fresh squeezed orange juice. Mix all of your ingredients together until everything is nice and coated. It's okay if you have a little bit of juice on the bottom of your bowl. You'll want to include this, so don't drain it off. But once everything is well mixed, we'll add it to a baking dish. You can do several things. You can use a 9-inch pie dish like I have here, or you can use an 8x8 baking dish as well. Either one works. And if you want to use little ramekins and make this into individual servings, you can do that as well. Just check out the description box below. But be sure to include all of that juice because that's going to thicken and create a nice texture in our cobbler. So now we're going to create the topping for our cobbler, and we're just using a few very simple gluten-free, vegan-friendly ingredients. So to start this off, we're going to use 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 cup of old-fashioned oats dried, 1/3 cup of oat flour. You can see the recipe above on how to make oat flour in the corner here, 1/2 cup of coconut flour, and then we have 2 tablespoons of coconut oil softened, not melted, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/2 cup of pure maple syrup. Now we're going to add our dry ingredients to a mixing bowl. So add your cup of oats as well as your oat flour and coconut flour as well as the cinnamon and sea salt to your bowl, and you're going to want to mix these before adding in your wet ingredients. This will allow everything to mix really well and give you an even topping to your cobbler. Next, we're going to combine all of our
wet ingredients. You don't need to combine these separately, so just go ahead and add these into the bowl that you already have out. So add in the ½ cup of pure maple syrup, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and the softened coconut oil, and mix this together. The texture of the cobbler topping is going to be crumbly and it will come together, so just kind of mix this together and be patient with it. You'll have to kind of work with it to get it to come together, but be patient, don't add any extra liquid or you'll get a kind of mushy, soft topping, and that's not what we're going for. Once your cobbler topping has come together, it's going to be a crumbly dough type mixture, so it won't be as thick and sticky as a traditional cobbler biscuit topping. This is going to be more along the lines of a crumble, but when it bakes, it will kind of come together and form one crust. So add this on top of your filling, and we're going to bake this in our oven at 350 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes or until the top is golden brown.
Alright guys, the cobbler has come out of the oven. It is golden brown on top. I allowed it to cool for about 10 minutes before I served it, but I still want it to be nice and hot once I put that ice cream on top. So it is ready to be served. I have left a way for you to make these individually in the description box, so if you wanted to make 6 to 8 individual little servings and ramekins, there is a way to do that as well with this recipe. So just make sure you check out the description box below for all of that information. But I'm gonna stop and try one of these because they look delicious and they're nice and hot still. So I'm gonna grab a spoon. We're just gonna dig in. That's so good. I'm gonna take the rest of this and enjoy it in the living room with Brad. As always, give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe to my channel so you never miss a recipe. I look forward to next week when we get together to cook another nutritious and delicious dish. Bye, you guys.